The Denver Broncos might be frauds, or at least a lot closer to it than their record suggests. At first glance, Denver looks legit. The defense passes the eye test. Bo Nix doesn't light the world on fire, but he's careful, avoids disaster, and has Cortland Sutton as a safety blanket when things get tight. On the surface, the Broncos being good doesn't feel crazy at all. But then you actually look at how they've gotten here. Start with the wins. They beat the Tennessee Titans, who are flat out terrible. Then came the Cincinnati Bengals, also terrible, starting Jake Browning, who threw for 125 yards. Nothing impressive there. The win over the Philadelphia Eagles looks better on paper, but that game was a mess. Denver was down 17-3 entering the fourth quarter, and the entire thing turned into a penalty-fueled rock fight with over 170 yards flagged. Hardly dominant. Against the New York Jets, Denver needed a late field goal just to escape after Justin Fields took a brutal sack that saved them. The Jets drove deep enough to threaten a game winner. Same story with the New York Giants, who lit up the Broncos defense for 283 yards and 3 touchdowns. Denver needed last-second heroics just to survive. They crushed the Dallas Cowboys, which sounds nice until you remember lighting up Dallas's defense isn't exactly rare. Houston was another ugly game between two good defenses, settled, again, by a Will Lutz walk-off. The Las Vegas Raiders, twice. Both games were close far longer than they had any business being. One ended with a missed Raiders field goal. The other was made to look respectable by a meaningless late score. Then there was the Kansas City Chiefs game, where Denver kicked 5 field goals and won on, you guessed it, another walk-off kick. Even the Washington Commanders pushed them to overtime, led 2 long late drives, and only lost because Marcus Mariota missed a 2-point attempt. Add it all up, and the picture becomes clear. Denver is living on the edge every single week, mostly against bad teams. They're 7-2 in one-score games. Their Pythagorean record suggests closer to 9 wins than 11. DVOA pegs them at just over 8 expected wins. They've had one of the easiest schedules in football so far and now face one of the hardest down the stretch. This starts to feel very familiar. The Broncos are starting to look a lot like the Chicago Bears, a team that keeps winning close games, beats up on bad opponents, and gets inflated into something bigger than it really is. And like Chicago, Denver is clearly terrified of its quarterback. Bo Nix is supposed to be the ultimate conservative game manager. He checks down constantly. He avoids tight windows. Only 3 quarterbacks throw fewer air yards than him, and only Caleb Williams is less aggressive by the league's own tracking. And yet, despite all that caution, Nix has still thrown 9 interceptions. That's the scary part. He's not taking risks, and the mistakes are still coming. His passes get batted down constantly because everything is short. His receivers drop the ball at one of the highest rates in the league. And since losing J.K. Dobbins, the running game has completely collapsed, turning the offense into a slow grind that relies on field goals and defensive stops. The defense is good, legitimately good, but it's not elite enough to carry a below-average offense to a true championship profile. That's why, despite a massive home winning streak, Denver is an underdog this week against the Green Bay Packers in Mile High. Vegas sees it. The numbers see it. And once you dig past the record, it makes perfect sense. The Broncos aren't awful. They're not fake in the sense of being bad, but best team in the AFC? No, not even close. They're winning the games they're supposed to win, barely, and surviving on luck, field goals, and timing. That works until it doesn't. And when the margins disappear, so might the illusion.